June plus 20? Sometimes I remember something from a long time ago, back before Roger joined the army. When Roger got a tattoo of his band's name on his arm without mom and dad's permission. The idea of a tattoo never really appealed to me back then. It's just something about putting something on your skin that would be there until the day you die. That made me uncomfortable. Tattoos need to mean something to you. They need to be something as closely as tied to your identity that you would never lose it for the rest of your life. Every tattoo says something about the person who owns it. What does mine say about me? There are hundreds of thousands of people in this camp. All of us have these on our arms. It is how they categorize and assign us, like branded cattle. It means we are not people, but numbers, just a crowd in the system, meant to kill us as slowly as possible. I spoke with Resnov about this last night, and he disagreed with me. He said that, though we all have numbers, no two people have the same one. We all have our own special number. And to prove this, he asks to see mine. Your number is very special in my faith. You see, the sum of 175113 is 18, the Hebrew number of life. It also ends at 13, the age a Jewish boy becomes a man. If any man can survive here, it is you. I'm not sure if this good luck applies to a Catholic, but I sure hope so.
I asked him what his number meant, and he asked, which one?
Sunday, July 4th. There was something in the air this morning. I didn't know how or why, but everyone in the food line was just so happy for no apparent reason. Wonderful day, isn't it, Chirag? It sure is. Something tells me this is going to be the best day ever. Suffice to say, I was thoroughly concerned. I was very suspicious of my stew when I finally got to it. I was worried they were putting some kind of drug in it to placate us, like in that video game with the mask and British cops. I could have no idea what game they're talking about. It was the only explanation I could come up with.
Yeah, it looks like the chef's trying to drug some people with the food, but I don't know if he's trying to drug the other prisoners or the guards.
I decided to just give my bowl to someone else and wait until Resnov could figure out what was going on. I expected to talk to him right away, but he didn't show up at work. He's almost never late, and I was worried for him. He has to be almost 100 years old. Around noon, Resnov came running, hobbling quickly, through the door. He ignored questions of where he had been and went directly to me. Do not follow them, Gregory. You want to, but you must not. Please, choose to live. Just after he finished talking, there were gunshots coming from outside. A few pistol shots an hour is normal, but this was something big. Patient Duraki. Everyone in the shop got their heads down, most tucking under the tables. One man just froze in place like a statue, unable to move. I instantly tried to reach for a gun I didn't have and corrected myself to go for the shiv I made earlier, stashed in my scrap fabric basket. The next thing I knew, I was peeking out the window and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There was a full-on firefight going on in the courtyard in front of the shop, and from the sound of it, there was more going on elsewhere in the Gulag. It wasn't just a riot, it was a full-blown armed rebellion. I was ready to join them, to run out the door, charge down the guards and take down as many as I could, to kill them, take their guns, kill more, and finally be free of this hellhole. I saw hope of escape right before my eyes. The chance was right in front of me, and it would never come again for as long as I waited. I had to act right then or never again. I didn't do it. I almost did. I had my hand on the door handle, and I was ready to go. But I had a bad feeling. It wasn't just Resnov's warning. It was as if I knew deep down that going through the door would kill me in an instant. I dropped the shiv and crawled under my desk, and not a moment too soon. The courtyard was a crater before anyone even saw that helicopter coming. It kept firing missiles and machine guns into groups of prisoners, even bystanders trying to run. I would be dead if I hadn't listened to Resnov. The riot didn't last long after the helicopter showed up. The few who survived the first exchange dropped their weapons and ran to whatever shelter they could find. Just an hour after it started, guards in riot gear came through our section of the camp looking to clear out survivors. They threw a flashbang for our shop's windows, but luckily they didn't just gun us down for no reason. Instead, they hauled us outside at gunpoint and told us to deal with the dead and wounded. Greg, why can't I feel my legs? Strog was in pretty bad shape when I found him. I was surprised he was still alive. I got some scraps of cloth to tie around his legs and got to work. I kept him talking, telling him he was going to be okay. It was for me more than him, though he was losing a lot of blood. I'm not an expert, but I somehow managed to stop the bleeding. I lifted him over my shoulder and started to move along with everyone carrying survivors to the infirmary. I thought we were going to the infirmary. We went right past it, and to the edge of a massive hole filled with corpses. Survivors and the dead alike were being thrown in together. And Shirag, they made me throw him in. Then, they added the gasoline.